I'm Paul Levinson, and welcome to Light On, Light Through, episode 195, my review of Foundation 1.4, which I think of as slow hand, long half-life, flipped coin. Well, once again, I thought the narrative on Terminus in Foundation 1.4 ended much too soon, almost in mid-action. I suppose I should get used to that. And once again, my favorite part of the episode were the scenes with the clonal Cleons. I suppose I should get used to that too. Yet, episode 1.4 was, because of those clones, my favorite episode so far. Send in the clones. I liked that we learned that, quote, the aura repels kinetic energy, unquote. That is, the aura around the clones, which allows Brother Dawn to jump off a ledge to an outdoor pavilion and survive with just a pain in the shoulder. And lovers of any of the clones need to move slowly so they can touch the brother. Bring on the Pointer Sisters and their slow hand. Also, continuing the dynamic among the brothers is very instructive. By the way, there are a lot of musical references that pop up in my mind every time I see an episode of the Foundation series. And it's usually during some kind of sequence involving these clones. In episode 1.4, New Day finds fault with Old Day Current Dusk's assessment of Harry Seldon. So the clones are learning, but so far the learning is way too slow to get ahead of the curve, a.k.a. what Seldon saw in the future via psychohistory. And speaking of which, we do see Harry again in a hologram, no less. But he's not in the vault on Terminus. He's in the heart of the Empire on Trantor, a recording including part of what we saw in an earlier episode, and I don't know why, after seeing Harry murdered at the end of 1.2, and we still don't have the full story or even half the story on that, but why have we still not seen any holographic sign of Harry on Terminus? No impressive explanation of what would happen in his future in our present viewing of that story, just a recording of what we already saw part of before. Now, I have no problem at all with the changes in Asimov's story that just didn't exist in his stories and novels, as I've been saying in these reviews. For example, like the threefold clones, which I think are brilliant. But I don't get why we've seen nothing of Harry since he was killed, other than what he said back on trial on Trantor. I suppose this interlude in the latest episode may be signaling another fundamental shift between page and screen in the Foundations, in which Harry makes all of his impressive predictions of the future back in his trial in the equivalent of holographic court TV on Trantor, although not really court TV because it seems that maybe only the clones can see it at this point. And I suppose that could work. We do get an excellent line about Harry after his testimony from current Brother Day, who remarks, quote, martyrs tend to have a long half-life, unquote. Well, the best scene on Terminus, therefore, was not the vault, because really nothing much happened with the vault, but the coin which Salvor flipped. As an occasional coin collector, I'd love to get one of those coins, a spaceship on one side, a cat on the other. It's a nice little gem of a detail in which the Foundation series seems to excel. But as for the story, let's just say that it's not yet excelling, at least not in the outer reaches of the galaxy. Now, The Hollywood Reporter reported yesterday that Apple TV Plus has publicly announced that the Foundation series has been renewed for another season. Good news indeed. But I sure hope it doesn't take that long to get the story moving on Terminus. As Harry Seldon told us, the Empire won't last forever.
The Light on Light Through podcast.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little review of Foundation 1.4. I'll be back for sure here next week with a review of 1.5. That'll be the middle of the first series of the Foundation, the first season of the Foundation series, which will have 10 episodes. And who knows, I may be back even before then with a review of something else or a political commentary. Who knows? In the meantime, stay safe, stay well, and enjoy.
Athens, 2042 AD. She ripped the paper in half, then ripped the halves, then ripped what was left again into bits and pieces of history that could have been. Sierra Waters had read once that, years ago, it was thought that men made love for the thrill, while women made love for the sense of connection it gave them.
Curled Up with a Good Book says, Sierra Waters is sexy as hell. You can find out more about The Plot to Save Socrates by Paul Levinson at theplottoSaveSocrates.com.
Paul Levinson Silk Code, about an ancient biotech war raging on in secret for centuries.